Hi everyone, this is Kimberly Knox, KK, your astrologer, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I was going through my notes as I'm starting to embark on doing each of the sign predictions, and we've got so much going on with the eclipses and other major triggers that I'm first going to do an overall review and prediction of everything that's happening. We've got two eclipses. We've got Mars triggering one of the eclipses. We've got Mercury retrograde, just so you can get a general feel. And then I'm going to go back and do a summary for each one of the signs, because for each of you, these eclipses are affecting a different sector of your life based on the house position. Again, these are general readings, so for your specific angles, charts, rulers, and where this is happening for you, you need to have a private consultation. So first of all, I want to thank all of you that have already been commenting on my Mercury retrograde video. It's so important to have some form of roadmap. I mean, it's just fabulous. I've been using this in business for the last 18 years or more, and I can't tell you how useful just having some information is to create a sense of peace and to go with the flow, because that's what this is all about, staying in the flow of the energy that's happening. So thank you for sharing and subscribing to my channel. And again, you can reach out to me on Instagram for nice juicy tidbits of inspiration, and also you'll find some information for health, holistic health and integrative nutrition in the Kitchen with KK. So let's get right to this. We're talking about the eclipses. So as you know, back in Babylonian times, they really didn't have much. They were basically farmers. They were looking up at the sky, and there were no other lights out there. There were no big, electricity things at night. So you could see stars for miles. But what they gauged their whole crop planting on and their cycles, they were in sync with the cycles of life. So the new moon, first quarter, full moon, they really were in sync with this whole thing that we talk about, this unfolding. So you can imagine their fear or their wonderment of what happened when the sun would disappear for a moment, or the moon would disappear for a moment as a shadow crossed the path. These are the eclipses. During this time, because of the gravitational electrical pull between sun, moon, earth, this is when major events happen. Listen, I've been doing this so long, it still amazes me. And as you look into it more and keep an open mind, and of course that's what Saturn is talking about now, we need to be open. If we're rigid and closed, we're not going with the flow, we're not learning, we're not advancing, we're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're also not attracting people to you that grow. And fortifying those relationships and around you, and fortifying what you came here to do. So a solar eclipse, this is when we've got the moon passing between the sun and the earth in direct line, and we've got a solar eclipse coming up this Thursday. The moon is still in Leo right now. It is going to go into Virgo tomorrow morning. So we're amidst this balsamic time, but this creative Leo energy where you're just bursting out with this creative stuff that you've been building, because Virgo is all about editing, sorting, assimilating, using the tools to make things better so you're going to get it right. And that's what this Mercury retrograde is going to help us do. Mercury went retrograde yesterday, and I've already got some news of things I've been waiting on. It's going to keep continuing until you get to the first inferior conjunction, which is September, I believe September the 12th. So hold on, everyone. It is September the 12th. That's our aha moment. So just so you know about events that occur. So these eclipses, there's events that major changes in the house positions that they occupy for you. This can be major restructuring, reorientation, liberation. This causes because of information that you find. Something is revealed. Something is eclipsed out of your life. You get a new job. You're moving. You lose your job. You need to look for something else. to look for something else. Perhaps you're moving. These are the axis of your 10th and 4th house generally being activated. Wherever the eclipses are, things have been going on in these house positions for the last year. Last September on the 13th, we had a new moon solar eclipse. September the 13th, 20 degrees of Virgo. So you Virgo risings have already been feeling this, all right? If you're born around September 1st, the end of August to the beginning few days of September, this is on your sun. This is a major time because this is around your birthday. So around every 19 years, these are lifetime effects. So something happened 19 years ago that was big for you in these areas as well. That could be similar because the house positions relate to some different things, but for in general terms, it could be similar things that are going on, or something that happened back then more is being revealed now. If it's close to your sun, your moon, or your ruler, this is also major, and you'll need a personal natal position chart reading to see that. Well, your moon and your rulers, your ascendant ruler, your angles, I'll need to assess that from your natal chart. So this eclipse brings attention to these areas so we can change. That's why there should be no major decisions a week before, during. It's on September 16th, we have a lunar eclipse. That lunar eclipse is going to be very dramatic with Mars. I'll get into that. So last week, this week, all the way through the week after September 16th, we are digesting, getting information. We are, because of all the mutable signs, we're adjusting to change, and that's actually quite perfect to have some mutable signs to assist us in this change time. Mercury going retrograde. It is the ruler of this new moon eclipse on September 1st. It will be retrograde until September the 22nd, which means it's weak. It's not forward moving. So we're really going to be not quite moving forward, just digesting and accepting all this information that's coming in. You'll know things are coming back for reassessment, to relook, rethink, and you know from all of the Mercury retrograde what that means. If you have watched that, if you have not watched it, it will help you. So there may be some secrets that come to light here. Don't forget, we are having another Saturn-Neptune square, the third one. And I believe this is going to be exact on September the 10th. This is the third time. So not only can this bring structure to your dreams, this can be a revelation of things that have been hidden from you. So a glaring light from this eclipse brings truth. Be grateful for any news that you're finding out, even if it's startling news, because this is information you needed so you can go forward in a free way, in a way that's clear for you. The universe wants you to sit up during times of eclipses. It wants you to pay attention and take action. So when they are in your signs, the axis Virgo, Pisces, all your signs out there are experiencing large things in your life. They could be death to marriage. I mean, whatever it is, it's big things, life-changing, job changes, like I said, marriage, moving, house, home. This is the axis of, of who you are and what's, big in your life. So it opens new doors when things happen. Be ready to go through them. Uranus has been wanting us to close the doors behind us and go forward. Scorpio and Taurus, it's a little difficult to close the doors because you're constantly holding on to everything, but you don't want that stuff dragging behind you as you go forward. So lay the boundaries down like Saturn is asking you to do and go forward into the future. I still have some things that I'm releasing, and everything comes at the right time. Just be willing to move forward and keep making progress, to leave behind some things in the past that no longer serve you, and you will be freer to move forward with success. So don't act, especially now, but you're gonna Mars is going to be triggering the eclipse on the 16th, and there will be some action around that time. But if you do have to act, okay, if you do have to act, we may need to sort out a few things. But just remember that any contracts, thinking, business deals, those are not going to be quite sorted out until September 22nd when that goes forward. We also have Pluto going direct later in the month. So these are big things. When I go through each of the chart predictions for each of the signs, we're going to address each of the houses. Right now, what I'm going to do is go through each of the eclipse so you can see the general feeling of them, because there's deeper meanings inside that I can't necessarily spend time talking about when I'm doing each of the signs. So the new moon on September 1st, my notes for that. First of all, it's giving us time to take care of what is already on our plate, all of the angles of the chart. This is what a chart looks like, by the way. Your natal chart looks something like this. This is a mathematical snapshot. Okay, so all of the angles are fixed. This means that we are working on something that we already have. Now this is great news. Mercury is helping us. It's retrograde. We're getting information. We don't have it all yet, so we've got to sort through it. Leo is rising, so we're continuing this this whole creative type of effort. You're honing in the tools. You're recrafting your beautiful thing, whatever it is that you're bringing forward, whatever this creative self-expression is that some of you are bringing out. If you've been doing the work, now you're recrafting that, and this is the time. This makes the chart ruler the sun, which is in Virgo. So this is, and the ruler is Mercury. So this is the note that we are not ready to go forward. We are being given time. This is similar to the time back in January when things were stalled. They weren't going forward yet. Okay, now just remember, this eclipse has already been triggered by Mars. It was triggered the day that the sun went into Virgo. So we are working feverishly on knee deep in our waist boots here, rolling up our sleeves and getting down to work. But you can't get everything done in just a short period of time, and we do need this information that's coming to us. We're working on that. There's a mutable T-square involved here. That T-square mutable signs are the Sagittarius, the Gemini, the Pisces, and Virgo. We already know that the axis of the nodal axis is where the eclipse occurred. That's Virgo and Pisces. Okay, we've got Saturn and Mars sitting over in Sagittarius, squaring this axis. But the empty leg is 10 degrees of Gemini. So Geminis are being felt here big time. If your birthday is between the 29th and like May 28th, 29th, 3rd, June 1st and 2nd, you're feeling this empty leg of change, okay? And where this is in your personal chart, this is where the outlet is as well. So again, that has to be done when you have your own chart looked at. So that's a personal consultation. We've got the Saturn Neptune that I spoke about. That is adding structure to the dream. Saturn squaring this is adding structure. But because it's all mutable, we could have a lot of things going on. So you really want to attempt to focus, to complete focus in areas at a time. I had to go to Starbucks and study for 4 hours straight last night so I could just get through it and just totally focus. And it was funny because Venus was finishing its stay in Virgo last night. It's now gone into Libra, which is great news for Taurus, Taurus rising, Libra, and Libra risings. You've got Venus. You've got Venus as your ruler, and now it's in the sign of Libra. It's about relationships, cooperation, gaining the cooperation of others, doing things with others. So we're bringing in that whole theme before Jupiter gets there, because Jupiter's finishing up its year-long reign in Virgo. And it's brought us a lot of great stuff, a lot of great expanding through health and work and getting a healthy routine for all of us, and an interest, a new renewed interest in what health really means. What is food? What does it mean to nourish your body? So all of these things. There's a trine to Pluto during this new moon as well. And what is that offering? That's a powerful trine. This power being offered is very successful. The trine between Virgo and Capricorn, Tauruses are benefiting from this. So if your birthday is anywhere from like the 12th of May through, you know, the 19th or so, you're in the sway of this grand Earth trine. So Earth is really helping us to be stable during this time of refinement. And that's one great thing that Earth does, is it keeps us grounded, and we are building something. And this has been the theme of building something to last as far back as January 2014, when we had Venus retrograde in Capricorn, saying, what new foundations are you laying? And you need to be attracted to something that you can build for the long term. Of course, Pluto is in Capricorn, and it has been shaking up the foundation globally, corporation-wise, but in your personal life, it's been shaking up possibly your family, creating new family structures, new structure for yourself. And this is great because it's allowing you to break that mold and then rebuild. Okay, Mercury is retrograde. That is the ruler. I told you about that. It's not going direct till the 22nd. So these are second chances to move forward. If you've been stalling on something, because during the summer, come on, we've been traveling. You've got times with kids. Like, I moved into a new house. There's so much to do, right? So you can get distracted. It's giving us time to get going with that. All right. So those are my notes for the new moon. Solar eclipse. It's very exciting. New choices, new opportunity. Get out your pad, because you're going to write down the date. September the 3rd, we've got a Moon-Venus conjunction. We've got 5 or 6 of those before January the 13th, when Venus is going to be sitting on her throne in her glory, representing wholeness. We are moving up the path of what we are bringing out and showing the world our gifts. This is this inner message that we have. So each time that Moon and Venus come together, we need a little celebratory reminder of what we're bringing out. In Libra, it's doing things together, cooperation, gaining the cooperation of others, socially, diplomatic. How do you get along? Do you share well? What are your relationships about? Are they one-sided? Are they balanced? Those are big issues that are going to be coming up, obviously, because Jupiter is moving into Libra. It is also going to be bringing up how well did you do during Saturn's reign in Libra. I'll bring that up in a little bit. That was back in, hold on, I'll just get it for you. Where is it? It was 2009, 10, 11, or 2010 through 12. So during that time, we were dealing with Saturn in Libra. And also during the spring of 2014, we had Mars retrograde in Libra. Again, bringing up how well are you doing on relationships, cooperation, balanced relationships. That's what that's about. September the 7th, this is a big day. Sun trine Pluto. Okay, so there's opportunity and there's power. We're getting information and we're going forward. We don't have it all yet, but we've got great days. This is a really great day. A great day for Leos as well, because your sun, your ruler, is involved in a trine to Pluto. Powerful day here. We're approaching, and then we've got Venus in sextile to Saturn. So that just means that there's opportunity to form something lasting and be realistic about your relationships and your money. If you don't have your money and your budget figured out, you know, what are you waiting for? You really need to get on this, honestly, because we all need to be saving. We all need to be smart with our money. You cannot rely on other people to take care of your finances. It's time to, that's what this whole Saturn and Scorpio time was about, to get that squared away. September the 9th is a first quarter. There's action required at first quarter. There's always action. Jupiter moves into Libra on that day. Libra happens to be a cardinal action sign. This changes signs. There's some big energy change here. This is great news for Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. Your ruler now is going to be represented of this Libra type of energy. So relationships and relating and cooperation and merging in partnership with others, doing some type of counseling. It's all one-on-one type of activity. That's what that's about. September the 10th, this is a big day because this is the third square, Saturn square Neptune. You'll feel it coming on. This is bringing structure to your dream. Like I said, that's the good point. Every single every single sign and every single, the communication between the signs, the communication is this square is action, and it can be, it can reveal the lower sides, so the lower side of this square is revealing of some deceptions or lies, okay, that are going on around you, and that can be coming out as well. September the 11th, okay, this is a big day for all of us. Venus is squaring Pluto that day. It's last quarter. Now, Venus and Pluto, when they come together, we're looking at what we are passionate about, what we really want in life. This is accomplishment, desires. It can be power struggles and jealousy and passion. But when was this new? This was new on February the 5th. So we identified something that we really want to put our passions into. And this is saying we're getting to that point now where we found out we're getting a lot of information, and we're going forward now, making some adjustments based on what we found out to move forward with what we are really passionate about and what we're bringing forward. September the 12th, big day, because Sun and Mercury are coming together. This is a big day for Geminis and Virgos, a power day, because your planetary ruler that's kind of weak is meeting up with the Sun. So this is called an inferior conjunction. It's also square to Mars. Don't get into arguments this day. You know, take this on, use the power. It's a void day, so we're digesting a lot of things. It's void the 12th and the 14th, because we're getting a lot of download of information. And sometimes when things are void, you just want to, when the moon is void, you just want to do routine things, not take on new tasks. This aha moment that we're all going to get around the 12th brings like I said, an aha, like, okay, you know, things are starting to come together. September the 13th, we've got Sun square to, hold on, I wrote Sun square to Sagittarius, which is not right. September the 13th is Sun square Mars, sorry. That's what I thought. This is a lot of energy for Leos and Leo risings, and this here says action. This is accomplishment of efforts and achievement. So we've got the information, and we are pushing forward. We're already feeling this energy coming, and Mars is going to be triggering that eclipse coming on the 16th. So we're already feeling some energy because we've got this this quarter change here. Catch up on September the 14th, because this is a long void day. September the 16th, this is the lunar eclipse, 24 degrees of Pisces, where that is in your chart. For Virgos, it's your relationships, you know, in any business and personal relationships. Mars is triggering it that day. We need to watch for violence and aggression anywhere in the world. I'm not a mundane astrologer, so I don't know where the lines are crossing, but it can bring out violence and aggression. I've been watching it, is particularly for Orlando and for Paris. The eclipse that was in August was triggered by Mars during those times. But personally, it's a great time to move forward. Balance, inner work. This is about, Virgo and Pisces is all about the mind and your health, and it begins with the body. But it's the physical work, and it's also the mental work, how you're taking time off and how much you're working. You need to have balance in everything that you do. That's why we attract opposites to us, to allow us to engage in that form of balance. A huge day, before I go to the chart of the eclipse, is September the 18th. We've got Jupiter around 2 degrees of Libra at this time. So, this is called the Super Galactic Center, the SGC. It's a colossal black hole. Excuse me. This is like a major dump of electromagnetic energy. So it's always interesting when things like this happen. Hopefully they'll talk about it with the astronomy portion of it. It's really an opportunity at a personal level to fulfill what we came here for, if we're open. That's why September is such a brilliant month, because it's really opening us up with the information we're getting, and the eclipse is pushing us forward. Venus at this time is also in opposition to Uranus, and that's a clear sign that we're breaking out to be authentic. Relationships need to have balance, because there's always a thing about fairness when it comes to an opposition. And Uranus brings like me, and Aries, and Venus is sitting over in Libra saying, look at me over here, I want attention too. So let's look at the lunar eclipse on September the 13th. Here, all of the angles, well, we've got the major angles here. No, all of the angles, sorry. They're cardinal. This is action. And this is also represented because Mars is squaring the eclipse point. So we are going to have some major action going on. Saturn is squaring the nodal points. This is a responsibility. Because it's in Sagittarius, a responsibility to learn new things, to be open to new philosophies, other religion, other people, expanding our outlook. You know, bullies are they're not open to anything that's different, and they're weak inside, so they bully other people. You know, this is, so unity and separateness, that's the difference. We need to be open to others, and stop being the martyr, that's the Pisces side, and take care of yourself and be responsible for yourself and take responsibility. I mean, that's literally one of the best things that you can teach your children, is to accept responsibility for their actions and give them power to make mistakes and then take responsibility. So health, mental and physical, that's a Virgo and Pisces as well. Chiron here is with the moon. This is about healing of wounds. So let's say some major catastrophe or aggression breaks out in the world. We're going to have a wake-up call, and there will be some healing. Well, personally, it'll be about knowing that you have the tools to overcome anything. But learning from pain is wisdom. Healing with love is compassion. These are themes here. Okay, Mars squaring the eclipse point. I told you that events globally, aggression, terrorism, possible destruction are all possible. On a personal level, it's taking action. Things are really going to show up. Uranus in trine to all of this is real liberation. Uranus and Pluto have been asking us to make major changes since June 2012. The last square of those two major outer planets happened in March 2015. Uranus sits at the bottom of the chart. This is shaking up our world in some way. Okay, so hold on. And it's good that we have the mutable signs, because we're able to bend and flex. And that's how you get through life, is being a little bit flexible, not too rigid. Again, Jupiter in this is representative on September the 18th. Jupiter sitting at that Super Galactic Center point. Opportunities to fulfill what we came here for. Be open to that. This month is all about, I'm super excited to see what unfolds, good or bad. So again, the T-square, this mutable T-square is now shifted a little bit, because the lunar eclipse is at 24 degrees of Pisces. That brings 24 degrees of mutable signs in here. The empty leg then moves to 24 degrees of Gemini, meaning that people born June 13th through the 15th, you're going to be affected by this, even though planets are not there at the moment. So be aware of that. So we've got a preparation now, though, for Mercury going direct. September 20th, 22nd, 23rd, all huge days. We've got Mercury trine Pluto two times here. On September the 20th, September 22nd, Mercury goes direct. September 23rd, Mercury trines Pluto again. There's going to be some major discussions around this time of your plans to move forward. So be ready before that time to have something solid to move forward with. September 23rd is a really hot, I like this hot date night, you know, Friday night. But Friday is a Venus day, and Venus is going into Scorpio, deep Scorpio, loyalty, passion, you know, a real connection with what's deep and meaningful in your life. So that's a great night to go out and kind of celebrate that, I'd say. September 26th, we've got Sun conjoined Jupiter. Now, every time, once a year, the Sun comes to a planet, it meets it, it plants a seed. This time it's planting the seed in Libra. This is the annual message. So this is a great day for Leos and Leo risings, because your ruler is joining with Jupiter. This is expansion. But what is it in this time? It's in Libra. Relationships, cooperation. If you're building businesses, or you're building a counseling, or you're building a coaching business, this is huge. and you're going to be getting the cooperation from others that you need. There's a power shift going on this day. Pluto is stationing to go direct. This is great news for Scorpios and Scorpio rising. That's your ruler. For everyone else, it's a big power shift. So for you, it's a time you can definitely move forward strength-wise, and the area of your chart that Pluto rules going to give you power as well, a power shift. So just watch this day. It's a Monday. I don't know how the markets will respond to this. Maybe good, maybe bad. I don't know. You know, it's ruled by the moon. The moon's in Leo that day. So we'll see, right? September 27th, we've got Mars moving into Capricorn. This is big for Aries and Aries rising, also Scorpio and Scorpio rising. But Mars going into the sign of Capricorn is some serious business. You guys, we've got the information. We're ready to go. This is another Earth sign. It slows down, and now it's all about accomplishment and goal setting and action to build foundations for the future. This is brilliant. And so then we've got September the 30th. This is a balsamic time toward the end of the month, but we're working into our next new moon. This is a regular new moon. It's not an eclipse. This new moon is in 8 degrees of Libra. If you're born around this time, this is new starts for you. This is co-creating. This is gaining the cooperation that we need from others and building personal and working relationships in that regard. Venus, the ruler of this. Okay, so here's the chart. We've got Taurus rising, and we've got the new moon over here in Libra. So we've got Venus really strong. The ruler of Venus is in Scorpio. So be clear about what you want at this time, the intentions that you have, what you want. This is loyalty, desires, delving into your passions, being able to create that which you really, really want, and bringing the best part of you forward, making sure that the people that are around you, that you're merging with, are those that are in alignment, that are lifting you up and helping you to grow in the best ways. So this new moon is also with Jupiter. This is expanding time. What did you learn? This is the notes that I was trying to find before. What did you learn with Saturn visited Libra 2009 to 2012 about relationships? You're going to get the rewards now in this area if you did the work on it. 12 years ago, we had Jupiter in Libra. All Libras and Libra risings, this is your time the next year. Get it sorted out, get ready. Hopefully you're building up some strength, because this is beautiful. And this is your new moon as well. So expect good things for yourself and really go out there and get things done. Venus is in trine to Neptune around this time. This is a real support of your dreams. And you know, we're really moving forward now in the beginning of October, because we've got Mercury on October the 6th back to that 29-degree point of Virgo. So we're really putting the finishing touches on everything that we needed to start to move forward. I just want to see when the first quarter is. First quarter is October the 9th. I just want to bring you into October so you know. October the 7th is a huge day. Mercury shifts into Libra, and we've got Sun square Pluto. Again, power day. We know where we're going now. We're moving forward, and we're coming up to first quarter. So these are huge days. This is a really big time. I want you to make great decisions. Listen to the video, jot these down in your planner, and then I'm going to output each of the signs so you see the areas of your life that it's happening, especially with Mars, which is action, and the eclipse points, and we'll bring that out for you. The stones, I like crystals and stones to enhance your experience around these. Well, I would say that some grounding obsidian for Saturn is very important right now, because we have all these mutable signs. Obsidian is fabulous also for if you have naysayers, if you have haters out there. You know what? Still, you know, you want to block that negative energy. So this is really great for that, but it's also great for grounding. Palo Santo and clary sage, those are oils that are really good for grounding. I love my Young Living oils, okay? I if you ask me any questions about the oils, I love them. I'm diffusing right now purification, RC, and peppermint. These are amazing for the mind, and so I wanted to bring those out too, because during this time of mental mercury and getting information, you want to have clarity, concentration. So the oil clarity is really good. That's a great mixture. Orange is really uplifting, and peppermint, eucalyptus, and I said purification and RC. So if you have time to research those, or if you want to get questions from them, ask me. I love them. Here's some great concentration stones. If you have them or you're getting into them and you'd like to get some, calcite, tiger's eye, carnelian, those are really great. We want to work on the mental strength, communication, wisdom, self-improvement, and concentration. You guys have a fabulous month. Reach out to me at kk@kkastrology.com. Email me, and I can set you up with a personal reading, or leave me any notes and comments, and I'll get back with you. Okay? So stay tuned for all of the readings for each of the signs.